think back to the quarterback class of 2012 that included Andrew Luck, RG3, Russell Wilson, Nick Foles. The first quarterback from the class of 2012 to re-sign with his team, to sign a contract extension, is Ryan Tannehill, the quarterback who Joe Philbin called out last season, publicly challenged with his job, and yet Tannehill finished the season strong enough for the Miami Dolphins to want to do an extension with him through the 2020 season. That tacks on all these years to a quarterback that they drafted in that trumpeted class of 2012, and he gets the extension before Andrew Luck, before RG3, before Russell Wilson, before Nick Foles, or the quarterbacks in that class take a backseat right now to Ryan Tannehill and the new extension that he has just signed with the Miami Dolphins.
According to Adam Schefter, it's a 6-year deal worth $96 million, $45 of that guaranteed. Tannehill had previously been under contract through the 2016 season after the Dolphins picked up his 5th-year option this offseason. Tannehill, coming off a career season where he threw for over 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, had a good QBR in 2014. Tannehill, who was drafted 8th overall in 2012, again, as Adam Schefter mentioned, is the first of his quarterback class to get renewal. Andrew Luck, RG3, Russell Wilson, Nick Foles. So let's talk about this, Skip Bayless. Moving forward with one Ryan Tannehill, good move or a bad move for the Dolphins?
I wouldn't have done it. You know how I feel, Stephen A. I said on the record before that draft, I don't love this guy, and I still don't love him. At least the Dolphins didn't bet their entire ranch. At least they didn't go Flacco-Romo with the guaranteed money, because now Ryan Tannehill's guaranteed portion is tied for 11th among quarterbacks with Alex Smith. So again, maybe they sort of mitigated this a little bit. Ryan Tannehill is a quarterback who will always be not bad, but not great. Ryan Tannehill is your basic damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of quarterback. Difficult to find someone a whole lot better than him because they don't grow on trees. Yet he's not the guy who will ultimately take you to the promised land. And as Kerry just pointed out, Joe Philbin got to a breaking point last year where it looked like he was ready to pull the plug on Ryan Tannehill. I don't know exactly what changed. I don't know if the end of the year changed that, because he did come on, had a pretty good year last year. 27 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions. He was 5th in overall accuracy and completion percentage. Not bad. But again, the team went 8-8, as it went 8-8 the year before that, and went 7-9 with Ryan Tannehill the year before that. He is durable. He is sturdy. He will always be there. He hasn't missed a start for you. Is he that guy? Is he going to take you over the hump and finally into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs? I'm going to give that a big no. Now, they have completely changed their receiver corps. So next year is a huge year for Ryan Tannehill. They wiped it out and started over. Jordan Cameron, my little guy Kenny Stills from University of Oklahoma, who was
I like Kenny.
I do too. And we'll see how he does there. Greg Jennings, our old friend from the show here.
That's right.
I'm not sure what Greg's got left, but maybe he's got something left.
I spoke to him. He feels he's got a lot left.
Okay. And then they drafted with the 14th overall out of Louisville, Devontae Parker, who looks like he's pretty good to me. So you've got some weapons, which brings us back to his big deficiency over the last 2 years. He was the 3rd lowest in completion percentage on deep throws, 20-plus yards. Only worse was Derek Carr and Cam Newton. And last year, he had only 1 touchdown of 20 yards or more. So he hasn't thrown the deep ball well, but could that go back to Mike Wallace and their lack of chemistry or rapport? Maybe so. Maybe Mike Wallace was just not happy there. For whatever reason, they couldn't literally connect. So, again, you give him a shot next year, but I'm stick with what I said before the draft. Ultimately, Dolphin fans will be frustrated long-term with Ryan Tannehill.
If you're saying he's good but not great, I can live with that. If you're saying he didn't deserve
I'll go decent but not
If you're
great.
saying that he didn't deserve this money, I respectfully disagree. This is Jay Cutler caliber money. Maybe a little less.
Not the guaranteed.
It was 45 million more, 45 million in guaranteed dollars. I'm looking at a guy like Kaepernick, for example, 61 million in guaranteed money. You know, I'm looking at some of these guys, and it's not like he's getting paid what they're getting paid. He's a respectable quarterback with the potential to be really good. I think that when you think about cohesiveness, when you think about the fact that quarterbacks don't grow on trees, when we've recognized how difficult it is to find somebody to put behind center and pencil in there every Sunday afternoon, I think he deserves the money. You know, he's been in the league for 3 years, Skip. 7-9 and 2 back-to-back 8-8 seasons in the AFC East. By the way, let's also look at the fact that, again, you didn't have much of a running game as far as I'm concerned. Mike Wallace was your primary receiver. We know how that was working out. Joe Philbin was your coach. And by the way, maybe they made a decision to pick Tannehill over Joe Philbin.
Maybe.
Because they got some question marks about Philbin.
That's highly
got questions about everybody else.
Yeah.
So when I look at it from that perspective, I told you I've always liked Tannehill, and I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt, and I'd give him a chance. In today's game, it's very, very difficult to find a decent quarterback, as New York Jets fans can tell you over and over and over again.
And Buffalo Bills fans.
Buffalo Bills fans and all of that stuff. So when I look at it from that perspective, you take a chance on this guy. $45 million compared to what other quarterbacks are getting. Skip, I have no problem with it. And by the way, yes, he might have had that low percentage on deep throws, but overall, he completed 66% of his passes. Overall, his QBR was 59. It ain't great.
Okay.
That was his best of the three.
That was his best of the three. Well, it was his latest.
That's not bad.
It was his latest. The 66% completion and a 4,000-yard passing season is not bad. They're going in the right direction.
Can you go win the Super Bowl with Ryan?
Well, no, but you're not paying a guy $45 million to win. Russell Wilson is going to get mega dollars, okay? Well, you know what? Andrew Luck is going to get it too. They didn't win a Super Bowl either. All I'm saying to you is that it's not about winning. You want to win a Super Bowl, but in the end, you want somebody that can hold down the fort.
Right.
And to do at least a respectable job and won't help you beat yourself. Ryan Tannehill does at least that. I would have given him the money.
45 guaranteed. That's not
$77 million in new money.
That's not much.
Unless you wake up 3 years from now and you're mired in mediocrity.
Well, again,
that could be the case.
Quarterbacks you could have had. Who could they get?
What's available? All right, ladies.